All right, folks, looks like the market is back, right? We're very close to a monthly close. Crypto's back, Bitcoin's back, the stock market is back. We need 2 more days, right? By Wednesday's close to confirm that this is a real bull market bounce on the way back. We need that monthly close. But let's look at what industries or what narratives are really going to run this time. Well, let me give you a clue, guys. This is what CZ has been saying. What is he optimistic about? He's been saying DeSci and AI, DeSci and AI, and this was only recently. This was April 17th, right? Now that's today's episode. Then we're going to look at one of the most no-brainer, episodes, industries, which is AI. That's just you don't need to think too much about it. Basically, it's even in stocks. That's a big narrative. So that's get into this episode. We're going to look at the leading coins in AI, and then we're going to look at some of the smaller coins and why AI is taking off right now. You might have noticed coins like Dora, like Tau, like Virtues, they're all taking off right now. But why is this happening? Why are we seeing this? So, for example, first let's do a quick Bitcoin update before we get to all the other coins. So here, Bitcoin, even though it looks like it's hanging here at 95. I caution the risk of Bitcoin dipping below 90 or 89 to take out the longs. For the higher leverage longs, basically it can swing down and take everything out. I think the support is around 88.4, 88.5 area. Some people would look at this on a hourly or 2 hourly, 3 hourly chart and call this a not running flat and say Bitcoin's not going to take a breath, it's a running flat and go boom, one more leg up. But if it does do that, then that's problematic. Then basically you face a triple top situation at 108, 109 before it swings down. So basically for Bitcoin, as I keep saying, I think it has a little bit more room to the upside, around 96.8 to take out all the leverage shorts. There are a lot of shorts here, and then swing down to about 88.5, 88.4, low 88K to like 88.2, 88.5 to take out all the longs. Right, now let's have a look at all the AI coins we could be looking at. But before we get to that, let's first answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo use? Well, Pablo uses an exchange that is non-KYC. That means you don't need to show your ID. That means that even the exchange can't see who you are. So that means the IRS, the tax office, the CIA, FBI, nobody can see you, right? So just by joining, my followers get $8,000 worth of newbie prizes, right? This is the Pablo link. The 1.3 million global users already. It's the largest non-KYC exchange in the world right now, and also the fastest growing exchange in the world right now. Okay, so if you are watching this on YouTube, then the link is in the description below. The link is in the description below, but if you're watching it on another platform, such as this one, or any other platform, just click on my profile page, and then there's the stand link, and it'll be the first thing that pops up, because this is a great deal to have. And this is something that I think is very important for my portfolio, non-KYC exchanges. Okay, let's get back to the markets, guys. And remember, folks, it's only on the Pablo link, only on the Pablo link. Okay, so the leading coin we see in the AI world right now is Tau. Some people might say it's Virtues, but it's Tau. So let's have a review of Tau. Tau I spoke about like a week or 7 or 8, 9 days ago. A number of days ago, I think it was around here, like just below 300, and my target for it was around 360. Why 360? Well, you can see it already, it's pretty obvious on this chart, because I drew major resistance around 360, and we had this top and tail here, top and tail, brief pullback, but it's just too strong, it just keeps on. Now we've had, I would say, one day confirming above this level. We'll probably need at least another day to confirm above this level. And the reason why 360 is still the level to watch is because of these two tops, pivot tops, these two pivot bottoms, and then we have a bunch of three pivot bottoms here, major pivot top here, right? So it's Tau, my 360-ish target, it didn't stop there and kept on going so far. If it keeps going, the next target is around here, 485, right? 485. That would really ignite, right? Look at this, 480s, 485. Pivot bottom, pivot bottom, pivot bottom, pivot top, pivot top, pivot top. It's more like 490. That would really, and then eventually 580. That would really reignite the entire space for AI. We could argue that there is a head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders here. Let's see if we can draw this out. Inverse head and shoulders. And okay, so what target would that give us? It's easier to see if we go on regular chart. And it's already exceeded the target, I think. 167.5 goes to, this is 272. That was 167.5. So that's 104.5. 104.5, we go from the breakout here. 104.5 would give us 366.5. 366.5. We've already taken that out as well. So this gives us two reasons to watch this 365-ish level, not only because of the horizontal line here as well, but because of the fact that this is the target for this head and shoulders, if we can call that a head and shoulders, which I think we can. It's just a small shoulder. Small, shorter shoulder usually indicates a sharp blow up, like a massive, quick move up. And as I just showed you guys just a minute ago, the reason why AI is moving so quickly right now is because, well, it's the undisputed narrative. Like everybody, even CZ keeps on saying, like, you know, AI and DeSci, AI and DeSci. DeSci is kind of his own personal pet favorite project, but AI, he's not the only multi-billionaire saying AI is the big narrative. Everybody's into AI right now. So let's have a look at some other AI coins and see what CZ is doing with them. Believe me, he's got big plans. So folks might have noticed a big move in Virtues lately. And the thing with Virtues is that, Virtues, I think I made a video or spoke about it in my Discord, like just a few days ago. If I haven't, it's probably because I got too busy. I personally bought myself around the 70-80 cents area on the break of this resistance, and again, you could say this is some sort of neck and head and shoulders that's been broken. So let's do this. If we were to see, not exactly, it's not as good as the Tau coin we were just looking at. This is meant to be the second shoulder, but doesn't really come up. It needs to come up here, touch the neckline. So this neckline isn't well drawn. Okay, maybe. Look, why don't we do this? Why don't we do this and call this a neckline? Do this. Pivot this down. Okay, we can probably call that a neckline. So shoulder, head, shoulder, but it's lacking symmetry, so I'm not too confident on it. Probably better just to call this a downtrend line break. Just call this a downtrend line break here, and since then we've started the bull run. Getting around this 70-80 cents area isn't bad. If I haven't made a video or spoken about it in my Discord, I apologize. I've probably been too busy talking about, you know, the whole trade situation, because we need to nail that to know where everything's going. So why is Virtues running up like this, and when would it stop? Well, I'm making this video right now on the 29th and in Asian time zone. And what happens is in basically 4 hours from now, which is 7 a.m. US time, 7 a.m. on the 29th, basically Virtues gets listed on Binance US. It gets listed on Binance US. And usually what happens is usually it becomes a sell on news event. So, but I emphasize, I think this is going to be a short-term sell on news event. So probably get sold, boom, something like this. Might even come back if you were lucky, $1.50. Might even come back to 80 cents. 80 cents. Because you've had this massive run up in the lead up to Binance listing. It is possible that you list on Binance and boom, there's more liquidity and goes to $2. I personally lean towards a short-term pullback to something like, let's say 97 cents was probably, yeah, let's call it 97 cents. 97 cents area pullback, and then this 82 cent area pullback. Depends on where Bitcoin goes. If we get a Bitcoin pullback to say around 88, like I said, if both things happen at the same time, it can hit 88 cents. But look, I'm not bearish. I'm not bearish on Virtues or the AI industry. My thinking is it should go to much higher over the coming weeks. So that's just mark out the targets. So there's the $2 target. Next target after pullback, I think we pull back, buy on rumor, sell on news, and that's CZ once again. CZ controls Binance, so he's the one listing it. $2, and then next target is something like $2.60, $3, the 50% mark, 50% from the all-time high, which is actually, yeah. It's 50% retrace, so $3 would be a big one as well. And then $3.20, $3.26, probably $3 and $3.20 it's going to bounce around there, and we'll get a breakthrough in one go. And then $3.95, and this $5.15 area. If I was to project long term, if we get that blow off top that I was talking about, then I think it's headed to a reasonable guess is this $8.60 area. If we take out the all-time high, headed to some like $8.60 area. Okay, so just keep in mind, guys, actually it's interesting. So this bottom did a bottom on the April the 7th. Yeah, it bottomed April 7th. It's not stronger and it's double bottom on April the 9th. It's not stronger than any other coin. It bottomed the same time as Bitcoin, as everything else, as the stock market. So it's not stronger than any other coin. This run up is due to Binance news right now, Binance listing. And eventually, I think Binance will want to get it up to much higher. Why is that? Well, you have to understand what Binance did to this coin, that did to this Virtues coin. See here, this day, January the 2nd, if you go back and have a look, January the 2nd is pretty much the day at $5.10 when Binance listed Virtues. Binance listed Virtues not on spot, but on futures. So that's what Binance did to the coin called the ordinals leader called RATS as well. When Binance wants to list something on spot, what it does is it usually lists that coin on futures first, so that it can smash it down first. So what it does is this. Basically, Binance lists Virtues on futures, not on spot. So there's no spot buying, but there can be a lot of shorts. They come in to short the coin and boom, crashes the price. So on January the 2nd, Virtues topped out and started tanking earlier than every other coin. Because Bitcoin didn't top until 109K, which was around mid-gen, right? Mid to late gen, it topped. So Virtues topped way earlier because Binance want to smash it down. And when Binance want to smash it down on April the 7th, April 11th, like 4 days after the bottom, Binance started saying, "Oh, we're gonna, maybe list it on Binance," and then this whole run up started. So Binance did not do all that work and wait 4 months to smash it down, then relist this Virtues coin just for to sell on news and top at $1.50 and then go down, and then that's it. And because then it makes Binance look like clowns, because you list the coin and all the Binance US users can finally buy it at $1.50 and then goes to nothing. And it just goes down all the way. That would make Binance look like clowns. They want these coins to list on Binance and then have a significant run, because Binance itself smashed it down. So you can, now that Binance can list it on spot, is because you can bet Binance was just buying dollar cost averaging in all this time, right? Because it's going to be a market maker. So therefore Binance dollar cost averaged into Virtues coin all the way along the bottom here. That's why it's listing it. So I don't think 150 is the top. I think, it at least gets to like 250, 330. All these targets I spoke about before are possible, because, I think Binance wants Virtues to run up. It wants to create this AI wave. Binance wants the AI wave. And now finally, one more tiny small AI coin. Okay, and that small coin is Dora. Dora the Explorer, not affiliated actually. Dora it's actually Dora by Virtues, means Dora is actually one of the AI coins listed on Virtues. That's what Virtues does. Virtues is actually the launch site for these AI agents. I don't think Dora is that unique, because Dora is actually a wrapper around ChatGPT. It basically uses ChatGPT technology to answer questions on travel. It wants to be a travel agent. It's an AI agent that wants to replace travel agents. That's why I bought into it. I did tweet about it a couple of times, but I don't know the team. I've only spoken to them on Twitter. I'm not paid, not sponsored. I have nothing to do with Dora. I bought it myself around this level or lower. I think I started buying around 1 mil or lower when it was back here. Then it took off and had a run up to something like 20 something mil, and then crashed all the way back down. And that's actually just what crypto is. So right now I think same thing with Dora. Pull back as Virtues lists a sell on news event for all the coins in Virtues or virtual ecosystem, and then probably a chance to DCE into Virtues or into Dora, and then boom, it takes off again. Does it hit a new all-time high or not? We're not sure, because there's so many coins coming out to compete. This 0.05 area is big resistance, and then 0.09 area, and then obviously, can get to 0.0, can get to like, what is it, 2.5 cents. That's the old top. It's still so tiny. 2.6 mil can go anywhere. Just needs a bit of positive news. I'm not associated with this coin once again, and just telling you guys which AI coins I'd be looking out for. Okay, thank you for your time, guys. Catch you next episode.